So, Stephanie White, the Indiana Fever, former Indiana Fever coach, is currently being recruited by the Indiana Fever. Let's celebrate. It's time to celebrate. Basically saying what we all hoped. Not what we all thought, what we all hoped. And it was that Christie Sides is not losing her job until they have a replacement. They're not doing what the other 5 teams who have now fired a coach are doing. They're not firing them with no replacements. You see here the Sky, Fever, and the Sun. Obviously, the Sun are in the picture. She currently is the coach of the Sun. The Sky. If you take the Chicago Sky coaching job, if you leave the Connecticut Sun to coach the Chicago Sky, I get it. Obviously, there are personal reasons why you would want to be closer to home. But if you choose the Chicago Sky over the Indiana Fever at this point in time, maybe 3-4 years down the line, the Sky might not be the worst thing in the world. But, like, that would be the dumbest thing. And by the way, I'm not talking, like, you have got, if you were to coach in the Chicago Sky, you have got a team where your 2 players don't fit well with each other. Or, sorry, your second and third best players don't fit well with each other in your 2 rookies. Your best player is Kennedy Carter, who's a nightmare to coach. And the rest of your team, nobody knows what's going to happen. Literally, nobody knows what's going to happen with the rest of the team. So, that is the, like, that's the thing. Nobody knows what is going to happen with the Sky. Like, the Sky might be good in 5 years' time. If they can keep Angel Reese, if they can flip Cardoso, or the other, vice versa. If they keep one of them, can flip the other one into, I don't know, another all-star, or all-star fits better with the other one. And then there could be something in a few years. But, like, if you're Stephanie White, if your choice is between, if you are not staying with Connecticut, talks of multiple teams, I can't believe the Fever. If you're not staying with the Connecticut Sun, you are, you're not going to Chicago. And the fact is this Purdue? She went to Purdue, wore 22. She also wore 22 for the Fever, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure she wore 22 for Indiana. Yeah. Yeah, Stephanie White, as a player, wore 22 for the Indiana Fever. The only thing I will say with Stephanie White, though, is that, like, for people being like, oh, she's this, like, she's such a good coach because she's been successful recently with the Connecticut Sun. Like, you're acting like Kurt Miller didn't do the exact same thing with the Connecticut Sun a few years back. Like, that's the thing. You've got Kurt Miller, who's available. I think Kurt Miller's a really good coach as well. So if the Sky end up getting Kurt Miller, like, that would be, I think they're equally as good as each other. That would be one team she's already the head coach of, one team who doesn't have a head coach, and one team that still has a head coach in place that she presumably be replacing. If I'm Christie Sides, I'm at least making a few calls. Man, Christie Sides knows. I think Christie Sides knows she is being, like, this close to being fired for a year. Christie Sides knows her job is very, very iffy. But at least, unlike the other 5 teams, the Fever are not going to fire her until they have another coach. She's probably been told that. She surely has been told that. Like, Lynn Dunn is replaced in 5 days. That's the only reason, like, she's been in a job is because of Lynn Dunn. Big news, they tease us with Nalissa leaving, now they're teasing us with Skides leaving. I'm not getting your hopes up. The only thing is that Stephanie White might keep Nalissa Smith. The reason why Smith wants to go is Christie Sides. And you can use Nalissa Smith if instead of using her as a spacer, use her as a cutter. Like, she's going to Indy. Picture from her first stint in 2014. Yeah. Stephanie White could be going to Indy. But, I mean, a former 22 for the Fever coach and the current 22 of the Fever. That could be a nice one. That could be a really nice one. The Fire Christie Sides. So, yeah, there is a 0% chance she goes to Chicago Sky. Let's be real. Like, I think there's a potential that Chicago Sky ends up being an okay job in 2 to 3 years. Like, because, again, you have got rookie all-star Angel Reese. You have got Camila Cardoso, who has the best hands for a giant in the league, who's, like, one of the better centers in the league. And then you've also got, you got that. And then the fact is that the two of them don't really like fit together. So you're going to have to trade one of them for the other or for somebody. And the fact is you can probably get an all-star for either of Cardoso or Reese. So whenever they do make that decision, you're going to the Chicago Sky with a core of 2 all-stars. So it makes sense in a couple of years. Especially one of them on their rookie deal. But for now, that would be a wild job. That would be absolutely wild. So let's see what the old Reddit people are saying. So you can say here, so basically the Fever, the Sun can't win a ring. I mean, the Sun not winning a ring isn't, like, the Fever haven't made a final since she was coached, like. So you're telling me there's a chance the Fever are going to do something both hilarious and genius. Fever, next head coach, might be the highest paid one in the league ever. Honestly, if Sides is fired, I think she'll be able to land. No, she won't. No, she won't. And that's how you know Sides is a bad coach. There are 5 openings. 5 openings for coaches. And Christie Sides, if she got fired tomorrow, would not get one of those 5. Can't stand its coaching stuff more than half of the league. Yeah, by the way, if Christie Sides gets replaced by Stephanie White, 7 of 12 coaches at minimum will have been fired. Christie Sides, your days are numbered. For Steph, is no-brainer. Even pressure more than Indiana. Why she choose Chicago, which is a roster with even worse offensive space than Connecticut. Also, she reported recently that the chance of Sky getting White are 0. Basically, the reason why she said the chance of Sky getting White are 0 is because the whole thing is that the Sky are gonna have to really, really like pay basically, and that the Sky just don't. But I'm pretty sure she's broke that if they can hire a better coach than Christie Sides, they're going to hire a better coach than Christie Sides. Not that Christie Sides is a guarantee to be fired. Like some people think it's a guarantee Christie Sides is going to be fired. But I think this is that they're actively hunting for a new coach. They're actively hunting for a new coach. And at the end of the day, while they're actively hunting for a new coach, Christie Sides is still their coach. But if they find the new coach, Christie Sides, you're gonzo. You are gonzo. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. That's pretty much it, lads. That is the video. Apologies about the lack of videos over the last couple of days. I've been in Leeds. I've been away. I've been really sick because of all the traveling. And I will be back to, the old self. I'll be back to my old self soon enough. And if you're wondering why there's going to be probably less videos on this channel anyway, regardless, it's because we're kind of moving over onto some NBA stuff. And yeah, that is the long-term plan, is to keep going with women's basketball on this channel. But obviously the 8 videos a day can't do that anymore. So anyway, I will see you guys later.